will reside with us. But we are noting what you are saying because I'm raising it because her time is getting to lapse.
Ke bolela ka gore tse ding tsa dintlha tseo tse o bolelang ka tsona ga se dilo tse e leng gore re bereka ka tsona la ile gore re tla kgona gore re di fetise se ke se bolela ka baka la gore ntlha eo ya gore taba nako re tlo fellwa ke nako ka re gona le ba tshwantseng ba dire ditshwaelo.
There are members of parliament here, they are taking notes on all the issues that they are saying because they serve in various committees in parliament.
Gona le maloko a parlamente a leng teng mo ba e leng gore ba dula mo di committee tse fapaneng tsa parlamente ba nki ntlha eo ya gago le bona ba tla fitlha ba e fetisetsa ko di committee tsa bona tsa parliament.
Yeah, so if there's some things we want to raise outside this process, amendment bill, we'll request her to see members of parliament immediately we finish.
Bianong o modula silo or o kopa gore ka ha ile gore gona le dintlha tse ile gore ga di tsamaisane le taba e ya go fetolwa ga molao maloko a parliament gore ga re fetsa fa o ye go o mongwe wa maloko a parliament o fitlhe o ba tlhalosetse ka dintlha tseo ba tla dinga bona ba kgone gore ba di fetisetse ko pele.
That's our request.
Ke yona ntho e re kopang gore o kopane le bona ga re fetsa kopano o kgone gore o tlhalose bothata ba gago ba kgone gore ba go fetisetse bona ko pele.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. We can bua sa go felo ge sa go felo ne ke bua gore independent because re bone ka lilo ja re ja go stigma batho ba bangwe ba ba kgethiwa la ke batho ba feletsa ba ya go dependent ke ba ka la stigma.
I think a lot of people end up wanting to be independent candidates because of the stigma.
Because about say community serious, the organization saying what is that say community serious. After Mutuana Hetilwe or another community, realize.
Because they do not take the community seriously, they do not show any commitment to the community. They relax once they are in office.
Okay. Valuable. Mr. Matonsi, you can reach that woman with the notes and you circulate to members of parliament who are here. Next.
Sure. Okay. Negative Mr. Ntukaufela. I greet you all. Kile bogela na tšhono e re thotseng gore re tle re kenye sengwenyana according to our Electoral Amendment Bill.
I greet you all. Thank you very much for the opportunity that has been offered to me.
Na bothata sa ntla ke bona gore court ya rona ne na le bothata ha e tlo dumelana le these things what called party e ba e bitsang ba re ke New Nation Movement because na come according thing ke bona ka teng this our constitution you know it was straightforward. They can give them according to the other.
Sorry, you are requested to start with your name.
Oh, my name is Jasmine Diaho. I'm residing at Randfontein, Ward 5.
You can proceed, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Now let them be given treat them as party, because now all the requirements they necessary they have to follow it, because they cannot change it, because now at the end of the day they have to reach the what to call it the necessary requirement. So because now they went call themselves as a New Nation Movement, and they went there as a collective. So which means that now let them be granted as a party independent. Let them form themselves as an independent, then be granted.
Thanks. Next.
Chairperson, he speaks Xhosa. We don't have provision for Xhosa. I interpret Zulu, but I'll try to work with him. The next speaker speaks Xhosa. We don't have a provision for Xhosa interpretation, but we've got Zulu, so I'll work with him.
Okay.
Yes.
No, thanks for. Thank you. Proceed.
Oh, thanks, Chair. Next one up with Nzalogen again.
Okay, maybe do Setswana because we've got Setswana
Okay.
interpreter.
Lo mba we bill le ndithulela umnqwazi. On my side, igama nguwelile Fihla.
I salute
From
this bill.
Emira
My
Four.
name is Welile Fihla.
Le bill akho nto singayenza nasekhoto ibonisiwe ukuthi no, let i-process iqhubeke abantu ba-engage on this bill.
The bill has been approved by the
Number
courts.
one, if we are saying abantu be-independent must contest, mna okwami umbono ndithi let them go independent bangayi as a movement. Because one, there will no accountability to social movement.
If we're saying independent candidates should be given an opportunity, they should go there as independents. They should not be an organized collective.
And the other one, we are in a kulizwe elikhulelekileyo.
Another point, we are in a free democratic country.
Omnye nomnye unelungelo lokuhamba ayogqatsa phambili benguye ozazigqatsa kwezi election ezizayo. Now let them give a chance ukuthi nabo as independent, because political parties, if you check the previous election as 2021, one of the parties even a mayoral candidate.
Each and everyone has a right, because this is a free democratic country. You look at the previous elections, the recent elections, some political parties had not even nominated or put up a mayoral candidate.
Now independent, you'll knowing ukuthi mawuyo vote, uvotela utatu X okanye uvotela umamu X. Now I'm saying mna ndithulela umnqwazi
No.
le bill mayiqhubeke.
Now with this bill, it gives an opportunity. We know that you are voting for this gentleman or for this lady. I therefore salute this bill, I endorse it.
Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon, our panelist. So the Batwatli Lenkwanone. Nakina Amos Muyeng, the councillor from Ward 11, Morendo West. So I'm standing here to support my colleague who was here before. Just to tell you, fella Hore, the ANC is in favor of the bill. I submit. Thank you.
Thank you. We are now going to take other hands.
Re tlo go tsaya matsogo a mangwe gape.
We've been joined also by Honorable Mananiso.
Re na fano le Honorable Mananiso.
Where's she? We'll also be joined by Honorable Mabala.
Re na fano gape le motlhomphegi Mabana.
Yeah, I'm trying to say that when I'm reading, you are here, so that I'm not misled. Honorable Mabala,
Motlhomphegi Mabala.
and we're joined also by Honorable Mnisi,
O na fano le motlhomphegi Mnisi.
and we're joined by Honorable Litsie.
O mongwe gape ke motlhomphegi Letsie.
Yeah, o dutse ka kwana because para tolo tsa rona tsa ko parliament. Thanks very much, colleagues, for joining the Portfolio Committee for Home Affairs. We really appreciate it. Will assist us to, as a collective in parliament, to interact with the notes.
Ke le leboga go menagane gore be le na le rona fana go tla
We're
go thusana.
inviting a hand set of hands again.
Re kopa gape matsogo a ditshwaelo
That will make submissions.
ba ba ikutlwang go ka tshwaela.
Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 at the back. I see some chairs are empty here. It means our people outside, they are coming in. Okay. Thank you.
Ke kopa gore le tlatse ditilo tse di fopele.
You can start.
Re ka simolola.
Thank you very much. Greetings to everyone. My name is Antoinette Shikwani. I would like to make the following submission. As the EFF, we do not support the bill because as a country, we do not think that we are ready administratively for the bill, both from IEC and Parliament, over and above other political challenges it will bring. The bill is not going to strengthen our democracy. Instead, it is just going to be used to infiltrate oversight and the legislative processes by people who want to use money to control individuals that are not accountable to a collective but to themselves. But since the Constitutional Court has put a position, independent candidates must contest national general elections on the following conditions. Number one, the threshold for the nomination of the independent candidates must not be less than 20,000. And this must be people who are registered to vote, and the IEC must be able to verify them individually, one by one. Number two, the reasons we are saying that the threshold must be higher for those wishing to contest is because of it is lower, and we are going to have thousands of candidates for provincial and national elections, and that will be impossible to effectively administer from an electoral point of view. Number three, the deposit that the independent candidates must pay must be the same as the deposit paid by the political parties. And it must not be refundable, as the inclusion of the independent candidates will come with cost, and people who wish to stand should not be taking chances. So that is my submission. We do not support the bill. Thank you.
Dumelang Mogolo.
Greetings to you all leadership.
Na ke Linda Sifile, ke tswa ko Ward 28 ko Simon.
I'm Linda Sifile from Ward 28, Simon.
A ke bui on behalf of political party.
I'm not representing any political party.
Ke bua as a community member.
I'm a community member.
Ke a bona bill, nna ha e nkgotsofatse
I can see the bill, but I'm not happy with its contents
because the lady councillors it is now no ya no jena. Ha di re thuse ka nix.
because the current councillors are not helping us in any way.
So I get the independent candidates di tlo re thusa ka eng.
And I also don't know how the independent candidates are going to help us with.
Ha re na di community meetings
We don't have community meetings.
and youth ya sokola ha ina mesebetsi.
The youth is unemployed.
So no how tlo itsiwa the independent candidate ya ke ba le consent.
So this addition of independent candidates is really concerning.
Hore ke a ipotsa hore ha re hlolwa ke ma-councillor, bona di independent candidates di tlo re letsa eng.
I wonder how the independent candidates how are they going to assist us if even the current councillors are not assisting us?
So nna pono ya ka
So my view is,
jwalo ka leloko la community
as a community member,
ne ke nahana hore hodima di-councillor tse re nang le tsona
so I think on top of the councillors that we are currently having,
why go sa nkiwe bona le nthwena ba check-iwe ba kgone gore sebeletsa.
why can't they be scrutinized or be educated in order for them to assist us?
Ho na le hore ho senywe tjhelete ya hore ho etswe di-candidate ho be le di-elections.
Rather than allowing for independent candidates during elections.
So tjhelete e tla be e spendiwa for the votes
So the money that will be spent on votes
le
or on voting
for le dipampiri tse tla be di sebediswa.
and the papers that will be used
Ke
during
tjhelete e nkebe
elections,
le hore ya nkiwa e etsetsa hore youth e be le mesebetsi.
that money could be used to create employment for the youth.
So ne ke kopa hore parliament e kopa le consider setjhaba go feta di-councillor le di eng.
Please, Parliament, consider the interest of
Because
the
re tla
community,
pele.
because we should be the first
Ntle le
people to consider.
setjhaba go ka se nne le parliament.
Besides, without the community, there can't be any parliament.
So ke kopa le consider communities tsa rona le the way re phelang ka teng mo gare ga makeishene a rona.
Please consider the community interests.
So ke kopa re ditšhelete tse le di sebedisang naganelang setšhaba pele.
The monies that you are using, please consider the interests of the community.
Ke a le kopa batho ba rona.
I'm begging you, my elders. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Dumela batlhompegi le lekoko ka kakaretso. Nna lebitso la ka ke Shadrack Nyaka. I'm from Carltonville, Kutsong Extension 3.
Greetings to the leadership. I'm Chandra Kanyaka from Extension 3,
Ward 3 ko Kutsong.
Ward 3 in Bukutong.
Now I support the bill. Ka gobane I'm definitely sure gore ba ikemedi ha ba le ko parliamenteng ba tla kgona go pusha gore puso e kgone gore direla rena le community.
I'm in full support of the bill because I believe that once the parliament is sitting, they will be in support of our interest to the bill.
So ne ke rata gore e tswele pele pele rena re le community ra lla ka gobane ha re bone ditirelo ka tshwanelo. So ba ikemedi I'm definitely sure ba tla re thusa. Thank you.
Therefore, I'm in full support as a community member, hoping for the best from the bill. I thank you.
Next.
Dumelang batlhompegi.
Greetings, good day, all the leadership.
Nna ke Emma Fana ke Evelyn Swartz from Khale City O20.
My name is Evelyn Swartz from Kgalesiwe, Ward 8,
O20.
Ward 20. So.
Nna ke tlile ka sello sa gore O20 setšhaba sa fela mo O20 re bolwa yaka dintshi bana ba rapiwa bana ba tselwa difounu tsatsi le letsatsi bana ba apola mo strateng.
I'm here with a big concern on the situation on Ward 20, particularly issues relating to kids being raped. Some of them, their phones have been taken away from them. Their clothes have been stripped off from them. It's a big concern for me.
Ga gona kgwedi e felang go sa bolowe motho or batho mo O20.
It doesn't pass a month without not a single person being killed in Ward 20. People are just dying like flies.
Ka di 15 tsa February go ile go abolwa moshimane a leka go sireletsa ngwanyana.
On the 15th of February, one young man was killed as he was trying to protect a young lady.
Ba babedi ba ile ba thuntsiwa a le mongwe o ile a rapiwa ke banna ba le 10.
2 of them were shot, and the other one was unfortunately raped by 10 men.
So le mo ntle ga dikolo mo West Call mo Krugersdorp bana ha ba safe because go na le dikoloi tse di tsamayang tse di emisang especially banyana fela basadi ba ba tsela difounu ba supwa ka dithunya re kenelwa motshegare mo malapeng go robiwa go tsewa dithoto tsa batho.
Young ladies are mostly vulnerable, particularly on the school that has been mentioned. It seems like they are actually a big target. That includes a house being robbed daylight by gentlemen walking around with guns and armed.
Rona mo go bolaeng ga rena tshireletso mo maponeseng a rona ka gore maponesa a rona ba re botsa gore ga ba kgone gore sireletsa mo batho ba ba re bolayang.
We lacking confidence in our police officers because seemingly they don't even have, putting effort in protecting us as the community.
Ba tshaba ba bolai ba rona ko gare ba re ba kotsi.
They are mostly afraid of these people that are killing our community because they claim that they are more dangerous than anyone else.
Kare na kongwe ga ore o ile go ba o ya ko police station ile go pa thuso na kongwe ba go bolella gore o tsa mo reke gane le wena o thuntsane le batho ba o kapa o bolane le bone.
It's saddening when we report such issues in our police stations because our police, very police officers, they are encouraging us to instead buy guns and retaliate on these gentlemen that are terrorizing the community.
So arena safety ko Krugersdorp mo Mogale City mo O20.
So safety is the biggest issue in our Ward 20 Mogale City.
Ke a leboga batlhompegi.
I thank you very much.
Thanks very much. We'll ask
Ke a go kopa motlhomphegi Manamiso
an Honorable Mabala
le motlhomphegi Mabala
to interact with the speaker.
gore ba nne le dipuisano le mmu yo o fetsang go tloga mo mic. Ka gore o tswetse kwa ntle re tlo go kopa batlhomphegi ba ba bue le ena.
We did not want to stop the mother.
E ne se ka maikaelelo go tsena mme kganong.
Thanks very much. We're going to request other hands to talk to this amendment bill. Let's just be clear that we allowed the mother to be on the podium because we understood and others, those are other issues that members of parliament, councillors were dealing with in the community.
Re kopa thata re le kabinete gore ditshwaelo tsa lena ga le tla fo pele le nne mo tlhomamong ya molaotheo e leng kgang ya kajeko.
So we will request that let's focus, but if we identify it as a person, she or he is outside the agenda item, we'll be patient, but we'll do a referral.
Ra go leka thata go nna pelotelele ga go na le go tswang fo tseleng ka lebaka la kgang e re tletseng gompieno re tla
First
tsaya
hand, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, yeah, I think number 7, number 8, yeah, number 7. She's number 7, yes. Number 8, you can join the. We have 8 hands so far. Yeah, we can start.
re ka simolola.
Okay. My name is Robin Zavala.
The speaker. The speaker on the floor. Thank you.
My name is Robin Zavala. I'm from Ward 35 in Mohali City. I just want to submit that I support the bill in support of the 2 speakers, the previous 2 speakers from the ANC, to say we support the bill. And the reason is that in terms of the independent candidate, they must prove to the fact that they have a support from the voters that's similar to the organization that are contesting the election in terms of the threshold, and also the threshold on issue of voters, and also in terms of the threshold in terms of deposit. So that's my submission, to say we support the bill. I thank you.
Next.
I greet you all today. Hope you're having a pleasant day by sitting there. So my name is Thabo Buom. I support the bill in the case of if we have an individual candidate who's going to stand for the community. It's going to be easy for the people to acknowledge and refer their issues to that particular person, Because now, if you look at the issue of the politics and the political members, people that are complaining about these people are not doing anything. So, but when we have the community member who's playing part, who's being part of the amendment bill, it's gonna be easy because people, they can actually relate with that person, and it's gonna be easy for the people to come to that person because the same person, he knows and understands the issues of the community. So I support the amendment bill fully, and I know it will work in the best interest of the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Dumelang bagolo.
Greetings to the leadership.
Nna lebitso ke Muder Moruledi.
My name is Muder Mudumeri.
I'm a Hot Committee ya ko Hot 21.
I'm from the Ward Committee at Ward 21.
Nna a ke tlo bua dilo tse di ngata ne.
I'm going to be trying to be short. I'm not going to mention a lot.
Ke na le problem ka Home Affairs ya rona mo Randfontein.
I've got a problem with the Home Affairs here in Randfontein.
Kile ka apply la ngwana a birth certificate.
I once applied a birth certificate for my child.
Ke go ke editse a setse a le lata setse a ditse jara.
I've already did that when the child was already a year and above.
And then they said ki late registration of birth because
I was
Okay,
told that.
Let's protect her.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. You have an issue with Home Affairs.
Okay.
More Randfontein.
Yes.
Okay. We'll attend to that matter when we finish the meeting.
Okay.
So you can liaise with Eddie at the back there.
O tla bua le Eddie
Yes.
ko morago kwa ma.
Okay, ke a leboga bagolo.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Go to
leadership.
that, Eddie. We'll attend to the matter on your issues.
Okay.
Thank you. Next.
O latelang?
Thank you very much. My name is Selina Mumakwe. I'm the ward councillor of Ward 5. Firstly, let me welcome you in my ward and appreciate the fact that you are here. And I'm standing here in support of the bill. As the African National Congress, we are supporting the PR system as it talks to issues of diversity, of race, and all of that. And you'd know that the PR approach system has meant that even small parties can form part of the PR list. And also in terms of the problematic long-term ballot cost by too many parties, we are having concern in such particular to say that there will be a long list of the ballot paper and vertical for us to be able to work around it. And we also believe that in terms of the independence of candidates, that they should compete on the same terms as all other parties. And also in terms of disqualifying or cheating or the misrepresentation, that no one should be allowed to cheat and to get into the ballot paper. I thank you.
Thank you.
May I greet you?
From,
My name is Zanem
Ward 20, Ward 30
from Ward 30
in Rand West.
in Rand West.
Ndime lapha kule ndawo ukusupport ibill.
I stand here to support the bill,
But kunento encane nje engicela uba ndixhome kuni njengoba sengifumene le chance yokuthi ndizoma kule ndawo ndithethe ngayo.
but there's this one little thing I would like to submit to you now that I've got this chance to stand before you.
Apha eMzantsi Afrika sine problem enkulu kakhulu.
Here in South Africa, we have a big problem
Yabantu ababizwa amazamazama
of people called Zama Zama.
abasebenzisa izikhali public.
Those people display and brandish their guns in full public.
Lando ke ngoku indenze as a community member ndizive ndinoloyiko.
And that makes me as a community member to be afraid.
Ngoba ngondiyazibuza uba le country kahle kahle ibheka phi kule simo esibhekene naso.
I ask myself, where is this country going with this current predicament?
Kuminyaka edlulileyo acelwa onke ama-South Africans ukuthi makahande over izikhali ku-government.
In the past years, all South Africans were requested and urged to hand over their arms to government.
Kodwa ndibone imihlola kulo nyaka ophelileyo nakulo nyaka.
But I saw wonders. I was surprised last year and this year.
Abantu besilwa ngezikhali emaphoyiseni baza badubula ne-helicopter.
We saw people shooting at police to the level that they shot a helicopter.
But ndibona ngathi uMzantsi Afrika loo nto leyo ukayithathela ingqalelo.
I feel like South Africa has not actually taken a decisive action against that.
Ndiyayicela kakhulu loo nto leyo, ndicela niyithathele ingqalelo kusukela namhlanje because ndinoloyiko loba ilizwe lizawubaleka ezandleni.
I humbly request that please take some necessary action on that because the country could be shut down.
Thank you very much.
Diabong.
Thank you. Next.
Ka le dumedisa kaofela, lebitso la ka ke Paul Khabele,
I greet you all. My name is Paul Khabele
from Ward 5.
from Ward 5.
I'm very much against the bill. As an independent candidate, our political system is a political party system. As an independent, most of the things that we were maybe in parliament, whether provincial or national, the required support ka proposal because of the party system. So our parliament will end up being bloated ka the individuals just check collectors because they don't get the necessary support from the parties settling in the parliament. So it's a waste of money and all other amenities that have been added all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next.
Greetings. Okay. The right. Greetings all. My name is Zanele Chungulwane, coming from Ward 8, Mirafung City. My submission will be, I support the bill as presented by the ANC branches. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Next.
Let me extend my greetings to members of parliament and everybody present here. My name is Makhosi Tlapiso, the ward councillor of 21. As ANC, we support the bill and amend that Bill of Rights. We support it because it caters for diversity and it's non-sexist. It caters for gender, disabled people, and so on. I can name all and all and all. Ke a leboha.
Thank you very much for your submissions on the Electoral Amendment Bill.
Ra leboga thata ka ditshelo tsa lona ka molaotlhomo o.
We are inviting another set of hands for submissions.
Re tlo go kopa matsogo a mang ba ileng gore ba santseng ba batla go tshwaela.
Number one, you can join the number two. Number 3. So these are the 3 hands that are okay. Can the security team assist outside if there are members who want to make submissions? So that we deal with the, yeah.
Ne re kopa batlhanka ba tshireletso ba thuse gore ba kentshe ba leng ko ntle ba e leng gore ba batla go tsenya ditshwaelo.
Just get them so that we will negotiate with others here that they don't want to make submissions, so that we afford all of you the space. Yeah, you can start.
Okay. Dumelang bagolo.
Greetings, honorable members.
Lebitso la ka ke Ritumetse Mmereki, ke dula mo Ward 5.
My name is Ritumetse Mmereki. I reside in Ward 5.
Ke ANC youth member.
I am a member of the ANC Youth League.
I fully support the PR system that is allowing youth and women, because it doesn't give, what can I say? Okay, the PR system also allows the presentation of women, youth, and other groups. However, we do have a concern about the practicalities of some of the proposals currently contained in the bill. We agreed the Home Affairs Committee to consider these challenges carefully, as they may cause indirect consequences that can harm our democracy. Ke a leboga.
Thank you. Next.
I greet you all. I would like to acknowledge all the members of the parliament. My name is Vanele Mvambo. I'm one of the ward committees in the Ward 2. Personally, I support the bill simply because I feel like there are certain individuals who has misrepresented like political parties. You find that you tell people about the African National Congress, let me say, and you tell them maybe about the candidate. Because of the previous things previous people has done, that person will end up like saying they won't vote for the the African National Congress because of the previous mistakes. So I fully support the bill. Number 2, I feel like it won't work. The issue of the bill won't work. I support it, but I feel as if it won't work simply because of support. Let me say, for instance, if we have independent individuals who will be elected, they won't get all the necessary support. That's how I feel. They won't get the necessary support from other parties. Some of them will even get sabotaged because of lack of information and everything. Thank you. Can I get a referral? I wanted to address something to one of the members of parliament.
Okay, where's Honorable Tzia? She says she want one member of the parliament. Can you get Honorable Tzia? Then she will. Yeah, go with Mr. Matonzi. He's our secretary of the committee. Thank you. Next.
Hi, good morning. My name is Andre. I'm a pastor here in Tukomsras. I'm from Ward 10. Andre Roberts. I'm a pastor in the community, and I support the bill 100%. We as pastors are so actively involved in the community. When it comes to your political understanding or involvement in the community, we are everywhere. When it comes to your CPF, the pastors are involved. When it comes to social illnesses, your pastors are involved. When it comes to crime prevention, your pastors are involved. I don't just want, if I should go in as an independent, I just don't want to be part and parcel when it comes to any committee, just to open in prayer or to close in prayer. But during the week, at night, during the day, we're actively involved as pastors in the community. When it comes to decision-making in Parliament, the pastors open in prayer, the pastors close in prayer, but we don't form part and parcel of the decision-making when it comes to our members in our churches and that. So if most of our pastors can get the opportunity to go into Parliament or go into province and that, and we form part and parcel of those decisions, then I think we'll have a better and sound community, a better and sound government at the end of the day. So I support the bill 100%. God bless. Thanks.
Thank you, thank you. We're taking another set of hands. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Any other hand? Number 6. You have noticed that it's on the queue. So, ma'am. Yeah, so that they don't skip you. Number 5, number 6, number 7. Who else? Number 8. Number 8, yes. Yeah, we can start. Thank you.
Ndicela unibulisa as members of parliament.
May I greet all the members of parliament?
Ndicela ukubulisa nomphakathi wonke.
May I also greet the community at large?
Igama lami mna ndinguSimphiwe wakaMatwa.
My name is Simpiwe Madwa.
Ndiphuma eWard 29 eBurgersdal.
I'm from Ward 29 in Beggarstown.
Mna ndima apha ndiyisapota le bill.
I stand here supporting this bill.
Le bill izonika abantu abahlala emphakathini abazaziyo ingxaki zomphakathi.
This bill will empower local and active people who reside within the communities.
Le bill izonika ithuba abantu apho ubhaqu ukuthi kwi-party representative bavalelwa ngaphandle kufakwa abantu abathile ebekufanele akufakwanga bona.
This bill will provide an opportunity where some capable people were excluded by political parties, but this will create a room for those members of the community to emerge.
Le bill izomeka sure ukuthi aba bantu bawaziyo ama-dynamics asekuhlaleni ngabo kanye abanikwa ithuba loba mabamele umphakathi babe bekhethwe ngumphakathi bengazikhethanga.
Those people will give an opportunity for people who are fully aware of the dynamics and the socio-economic issues affecting our communities. So community will elect them.
Diabole.
I thank you so much.
Thank you. Next.
I greet you all. My name is Kiamogetswe Marumule, as a PR councillor from Ward 27 in Semonya. As the EFF, we do not support the bill because as a country, we do not think that we are ready administratively for the bill, both from the IEC and the parliament, over and above other political challenges it will bring. This bill is not going to strengthen our democracy. Instead, it is just going to be used to infiltrate oversight and the legislative process by people who want to use money to control individuals that are not accountable to a collective, but themselves. But since the Constitutional Court has put a position, independent candidates must contest the national general elections on the following conditions: The threshold for the nomination of independent candidates must not be less than 20,000, and this must be people who are registered to vote by the IEC, must be able to verify them individually one by one. I submit.
Thank you. Next.
I greet you all. My name is Councillor Mkhokiana Nozivele. As the EFF, we do not support the bill because as the country, we do not think that we are ready administratively for the bill, both from the IEC and the Parliament. Over and above other political challenges it will bring, this bill is not going to strengthen our democracy. Instead, it is just going to be used to infiltrate oversight and the legislative process by the people who want to use money, control individuals that are not accountable to a collective but themselves. But since the Constitutional Court has put a position, independent candidates must not contest national general elections on the following conditions. The reason we are saying the threshold must be higher for those wishing to contest is because if it is lower, we are going to have thousands of candidates for provincial and national elections, and that will be impossible to efficiently administer an electoral point of view. Those who contest an individual's independent candidates and get higher votes than is required to get and await in Parliament must be forfeit the remaining votes because they would have been given a clear and equal opportunity and option to contest as a political party. I submit.
Thank you. Next. Oh, sorry, colleague. They are requesting your name and the surname.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
No, sorry. They want her to. Yeah.
My name is Councillor Nozibele Mkhokiana.
Noted. Thank you.
Good morning, leaders, members of parliament. My name is Shime Ramocha from Ward 15, chairperson of St. Raphael branch. I fully support the bill because it is open and transparent, and secondly, it will go in line with the Constitution of the Republic. I submit. Thanks.
Thank you. Next.
I greet you all. My name is Councillor Mabathora Mkhali from Ward 15 in Rand West. As EFF, we are not supporting the bill, but since the Constitutional Court positioned that independent must contest national general election, but under the following conditions. Number one, those who contest as an individual, independent candidate, and get higher votes, that is required to get a word in Parliament, must forfeit the remaining votes, because they will have been given a clear and equal opportunity and option to contest as a political party. By election to replace independent candidates who either die or resign from Parliament. Who either die or resign from Parliament or legislature, because if such permitted the country, the country will permanently be in elections. So we do not, as EFF, we are not supporting the bill. I submit.
Thank you. Next.
Good day, Member of Parliament. and community members. My name is Betty Dintwe from Ward 5, Ratlekile Branch Deputy Secretary. I'm here to support the bill. I submit.
Thank you. Next. Your time. Next.
Greetings to the leadership and the parliamentarians. My name is Vezele Momoza. I do support the bill because the bill, it's, I think, the rights of individual to participate in elections. So I'm saying it's their right to participate without affiliating in political parties. Because of those individuals, I believe that they have also the followers who are having their interest or believing in those individuals, so it's their right. But in terms of government, I don't think we are ready for many of individuals. Remember, the most of those independent candidates are from political parties whereby it caused by the whatsoever. I saw it from the ANC on the past elections, but I do support.
Thank you. Next.
Good day, how are you? My name is Andy Le Bulet Mtembu from the African National Congress. Well, South Africa is structured in a way that if we allow the bill to pass or the bill to go through, the same way it's happening in our local authorities, where you find that independent or a number of independent candidates do not or would not be found to account in terms of their policies. And most of them just go there because some are disgruntled from different political parties for whatever may be the reasons. So now the bill will just open a vacuum of disorder and leaders who are not accountable to not only their parties but their constituencies. Of course, if our country was structured in terms of discipline in a different form, that suggests that when you are in each and every legislature in the province or the country or councils, there would then be a coordination, or there would be some form of coordination in terms of how structures do not maybe differ, but in terms of how they would want to project their views and policies. Then it would make a lot of sense. But now, in a state that we are, you'd find a state where some would just come for the benefit of earning and not because they want to change the status quo. So I personally, and I think the movement does not support the bill, and that we should be partisan. We should stand with our political parties in order for us to then translate these or convert these policies into what will transform us towards the future. Thank you.
Thank you. We're inviting another set of hands. Number 1. You can join the number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7. We have 7 hands. Any other hand? I do not at number 8 here. You can start.
Ke rata go dumedisa kaofela ba leng ka mo.
Greetings to everyone.
Nna lebitso la ka ke Solomon Modise.
My name is Solomon Mudise
ke tswa ke le ko hot 19 mo Mohlakeng.
from Ward 19 Muhlakeng.
Nna ke eme yana ke tlo supporta.
I am
Ke
here
supporta bill.
in support of the bill
Because of go na le dilo tse dingata tse etsagalang
Because-
mo motseng wa rona.
There are so many things that are happening in our communities.
Sa bobedi ke rata go itebogela gape le nna.
Secondly, I also want to thank myself.
Ke leboge gape le lona gore ke mo le nna ke oi one wa di hot committee le nna.
I am also a member of the ward committees.
Seo ka mantswe a mang sa mpontsha. Seo sa ka mantswe a mang sa mpontsha gore le
that-
nna ke le motjha yana.
That shows me that as a youth,
Setšhaba sa rona go na le sengwe se leng gore ba se tlhoka from ko palamente.
our nation, there is something that they need from the parliament.
Yaanong gore go nne botoka or go nne simple for ba se finyelle.
For them to be easier to achieve that.
Ke ka moo yaanong go tlo tsamaela go tlo tshwanela gore re berekisane le bone.
That is why we are now going to be compelled to work with them.
Ka mantswe a mang ke tlo e support-a ebilane sa bofelo
That means that I'm going to support this bill, and in conclusion,
ke ne ke kopa gore le ha se le seo ha le se le tsamaile le dule le itse gore go na le batho bao le ba sileng ko morago ba lleleng mo pela lona as jaaka setšhaba.
when you have left this place, you must always remember that you have left people who are complaining in their communities.
Because of kaosane seo rona re tlo boelang ko setšhabeng re ba bella gore ke tsela ke ye e re tlo tsamayang ka yona.
Because we, as representatives, when we go back to our communities to give them feedback, to say this is the way we are going, in which we are going to work.
Ka mantswe a mang re tlo ba fa seo lona le re bolelelang sone ene yaanong ke kopa gore seo le re bolelelang sone e nne nnete. Kaosane re tlo lemala le setšhaba sa rona e be nna nkate rona re maaka.
In other words, we are going to tell them what you have told us. And if you do not give us, if you are not giving us the truth, it means we are going to relay, to convey that to the community, and that is going to cause distrust because the community will think that we are lying to them.
Ke a leboga.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Greetings. My name is Councillor Eunice Matlaila from Ward 28 in Rand West. As the EFF, we don't submit the bill. But since the Constitutional Court has put a position, independent candidate must contest national general election on the following conditions. Those who contest as individual independent candidate and get higher vote than the required to get a weight, Parliament must forfeit their remaining vote because they will have been given clear and equal opportunity and option to contest as a political party. I submit.
Leadership. My name is Sien Letiani. Sien Letiani, the chairperson of Matthew Conway branch of the ANC in Mohlakeng, Ward 18. I'm standing here in favor of the bill. I'm supporting the bill 100% so. My second point, ke issue ya di ward councillor, tse ke utlwa di speaker di tla di bua mo ka di ward councillor. A re ska lebala gore di ward councillor sometimes ke baromiwa.
My issue is regarding the ward councillors. I've heard people talking about ward councillors. Let us not forget that the ward councillors are servants of the people.
Ya no bothata ba ka go gore di ward councillor ka kopo ke kopa fela gore department tse tsohle tsa bo masepala a di berekisane le di-ward council.